an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want a ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
Folks, we got a star-studded show for you folks today. It is the 4 horsemen of the YouTube Lions apocalypse. We have the 4 goats of this game in the building, and I'm just going to straight up just bring them all in here. We got everything, King. What's going on, man?
What's going on, everybody, man? Glad to be here.
Man, he's the crowning jewel of this bad boy. He's taking control. He's telling folks what to do. He's got gestures. This guy is the big dog in here. Then we got DoseOfDion, the one who knocks. What's going on, Dose?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Man, I feel kind of weird. Like, I feel like I'm super tall going on here. And it's weird not wearing the hat. I do, don't I look like I'm looking down. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's good to see you guys.
We got Dose on stilts. I will fix DoseOfDion. Maybe I should just make him even bigger and just have him stand out like a sore thumb. I think that would be hilarious. Then we got the Canadian. Goodness. We got the guy repping from another country. What's going on, Mark Orum?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing tonight, man?
Hey, we doing good, man. We doing good. Hey, King, should we tell these guys to do hashtag FGB in the comment section? You know what the F stands for. F, Green Bay. Tell them to do that, man.
Always, man. F, Green Bay. F, Aaron Rodgers, especially.
Yeah, man, we don't like Aaron Rodgers over here. I actually made a funny video today. You got to check it out on Twitter. It's Dan Campbell's Punch-Out, and Aaron Rodgers is getting beat up. Pretty funny. This is something that is very important and dear to our Lions fandom. A question was on Pride of Detroit, King. Asked. A lot of people's talking about this. The Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid is flowing with Jared Goff. Could this truly be Jared Goff's best year? What do you think?
I expect nothing less. I honestly do. I think Jared Goff's going to take the opportunity to show people and try to close a few miles. I know he pays attention and he hears all the barking about him and, you know, the disrespect that he dealt with before he left the Rams. I think he's going to take this opportunity with the new pieces that we put around him to make his presence felt, man, especially in this NFC North. So I'm looking forward to it. I think this is the year. Then
we got DoseOfDion, who's now normal size. I made him normal size again. That's why I asked King to take the first question. I had to fix him up. I didn't want him to look astray. Didn't want him to look bad. What do you think about Jared Goff? DoseOfDion, this guy is always happy about the Detroit Lions. Do you think this is going to be his biggest year yet?
Yeah, man, you know it, man. Like, look, I'm glad you brought up Aaron Rodgers to start this thing off, because I saw it on the TV today, and that's just the one thing that can come on the TV today, you know, that can pop on the TV, and they'll just be showing, you know, replays or highlights, and I don't need sound. I'm just angry. With Jared Goff, you already know where I'm at with that. Yeah, I believe he's going to have a great season. I'm very curious to hear Mark's thoughts on this for sure, but I think he's going to have a really good season. I think it'll be the best season of his career, no question. I also think he's going to be our long-term quarterback. So I love it. I think this is a great situation just because of how it works out. We saw Baker Mayfield just get traded. I think the Lions have put some confidence in him, but at the same time, we know how his contract is laid out. We all know how big of a year this is for him, how big this is for his situation. So I'm excited to see how he responds to that. And one thing I would like to say, and I want to hear what you guys think, but I want to see this guy come back, just get stronger. I just want to see, you know, just by looking at him, you see the eye test, you're like, yeah, he just looks different. He looks different this year. He's not going through surgery. He knows he's here. I want to see this guy just look different by the eye test as soon as I just see him on the field. And I believe his play will reflect that.
Hey, that'd be really nice to see. And you're going to find out, because I know King and DoseOfDion, myself, we're all going to be at training camp. We're going to be hanging out together. Absolutely. It's going to be lit. We're going to have to see it for ourselves. Mark, I don't know if you're going to training camp. Are you going to training camp?
I'm going to try to get out there, man, for sure. I'm going to try. I have to download a couple things, something to get over there, but that's no problem. But yeah, I'm going to definitely try to get over there, especially if I'm not working right now because I'm laid off. So we'll see.
Hey, it happens over there in Canada. That's what happens over there.
Especially my
do you think?
line of work,
I know exactly. I hear from you every day. It's crazy. Do you think that this is going to be, statistically speaking, Jared Goff's best year? 2018 was really good. I mean, it's hard to top that, but you got DoseOfDion. He thinks it is. We got everything King. King is the king. I mean, he is. Do you think that he's statistically going to have his best year?
Well, it's okay to criticize Jared Goff, right? We're not. I don't want to get ruthlessly attacked by some Lions fans. Recently you have to be careful talking about Jared Goff. If you're not all in, that's not a good thing, I guess. But hey man, he's got. We all know the situation. What happened last year? He's kind of blindsided. It felt like you go from a really good organization in LA down to the Detroit Lions. His morale was probably a little bit shot. His feelings were hurt. Going into a situation too with not a lot of weapons around him. He had a tight end, but his wide receivers just weren't very up to par, especially when they went and tried to pick up a guy like Brashad Perriman, who didn't make the team. You had guys like Tyrell Williams and then Quintez Cephas, and they lost Williams for the year. And so he's a year into this. He's a year and a half into this now. It's going on 2 years. Obviously, this is the second year. Ben Johnson has kind of made this playbook to work to his strengths, right? So I guess Ben Johnson and Jared Goff have actually sat down together and have gotten into this playbook, and they're going to install some of that 2017, 2018 success that he had in LA. So, myself, I'm very critical of Jared Goff. I'm kind of on the fence with him. I don't know. Ben Johnson's saying he's going to pull that out of him. Brad Holmes is all in. Dan Campbell's all in. Mark Brunell is all in. The weapons are here. You added DJ Chark. You got Josh Reynolds. You have a really promising young kid in Amon-Ra St. Brown. Can Jameson Williams come back? Hawkinson's healthy. Swift's going to be healthy. The O-line's great. So the excuses are done. He has the weapons. There shouldn't be any issue right now. He's got some confidence. I see him making the rounds right now on a lot of podcasts too as well, and he's very, very confident. He's talking up Ben Johnson like he's this new genius, like he's like this offensive coordinator genius. So it's a big trust issue going on with these guys. They trust each other. So I can see. I'm just hoping that it happens, man. I have my doubts with Jared Goff because he hasn't been very good in the last couple of years. There was a reason why he was kind of shipped out of LA. It's we could talk about the text messages until we're blue in the face, but he wasn't wanted in LA anymore. So
pipe dreams,
and there was a reason for that. What's that?
The pipe dreams.
The pipe dreams, man.
Laying the pipe down.
He wanted to lay a couple pipe dreams out, but But the weapons are here. The weapons are here. I'm just a bit skeptical on it. I just want to see it. I just want to see it now because in all honesty, he hasn't been good since 2018. So this is kind of like, I don't want to say it's a make or break, but it kind of really is. Like he has to show it. He has to show it because the weapons are here. So let's see if he can pull it out. And I'm rooting for him. Obviously, I'm a Lions fan, so I want nothing but success for the kid, man.
I want nothing more than to get to 50 likes. Smash that like button right now. We're at 71 in the building, 31 likes. It just put a smile on everything King's face. The king of the game. King, I want to hear, what is one player that you want to see in training camp? It's coming up here soon. I know you're going to be paying attention. You're over there in the shade, chilling with the OGs, with Herm and Lomas, watching everything. What is one player you're paying attention? You say, I have my eye on you.
Chark. I want to see Chark. I am heavily interested in the receiving core. But I want to see what Chark is going to be for the Detroit Lions. We all know that Chark is a really good player when he's healthy. I want to see some type of chemistry between him and Jared Goff. Obviously, yeah, we do have the new shiny piece in our rookie, but we know that's going to take some time. He is a rookie, so I'm looking for guys like Chark. T.J. Hawkinson. I expect the Lions to use him a little bit more this season. I'm looking for that receiving core. I'm looking for Jared Goff to make those connections with some of his guys out there.
I gotta say, man, King's background is ridiculous. He's got the computer monitor going with his pictures going up and down. I was staring at it. I'm like, DoseOfDion, we gotta get our game up there, man.
He looked good, bro. Hey, and that's the thing. I thought I stepped my game up, and then you zoom in on him, like, dang, he's got them. I see you with the Michigan back. Come on, man, you need to stop. This is what we
you got all the autographs back there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I mean, it looks good, man. I mean, you got the green screen, so usually it's like, okay, everybody just has nothing behind him, and then you zoom into King, and I'm like, oh my god.
I know, it's anyway, like, damn, puts me to shame.
Terrible.
Oh man. DoseOfDion, you're going to be at camp. I know it. Probably every single day. I see you there every time I go. We'll be hanging out, drinking some lemonade. It gets hot there. My God, it gets hot. Woo. Real hot. What is one player you're going to keep your eye on, DoseOfDion, for this training camp?
Yeah, Mike, them bleachers don't play, man. I mean, seriously, you get there early, and if it's hot at 8:30, it's going to be a long couple of hours. But it's going to be. The plans to be there, and I'll go. I'm going to kind of tie in with his receiving core. Well, I'm curious to see what Josh Reynolds looks like, just to see him in training camp after seeing what he did last year. See him in a one-on-one. See him battle Okudah and Amani, because I feel like that battle is going to be very cool to see. And Josh Reynolds, we know the connections are all already there. So I'm very curious to see what he looks like. And this is part of the reason that I didn't want Baker Mayfield. I think a lot of people agree with me here, is because, I've seen one thing that I know about Baker is I know he could play well, right? And I know this is kind of just ties together, trust me. But, one thing I know about Baker is he could play well when things are good around him. That's where I've seen, Goff, we've seen flashes. So I'm excited to see that entirety with Ben Johnson as everyone else is here. So I really want to see what Josh Reynolds looks like through training camp, because last year I felt you got a sense of guys that were like, oh, yeah, that's the guy. St. Brown, you knew he was a dog as soon as he hit training camp. So I want to see what Josh Reynolds looks like compared to our corners.
I like that one. I like it. Now we got Todd Wash on here, also known as Mark Orum, the doppelganger right there. Okay. What is one player you're paying attention to, Todd Wash, a.k.a. Mark Orum?
I'm kind of interested to see who steps up for that number 2 safety. We obviously have Tracy Walker as the number 1. Deshaun Elliott's already been banged up, and this is a kid that just can't stay healthy as in his Baltimore days. And he was kind of signed here to be that number 2 safety to pair up with Tracy Walker, and already dinged up already. Does Kirby Joseph step up? Does Will Harris get another shot? I think Will Harris is going to stick at corner. But the safety room really, really worries me, man, because like after Kirby Joseph, I don't even really know who they really have. Like it's a very, very depleted safety room. So I'm hoping Deshaun Elliott can really keep on his feet and keep upright. Hopefully he's not on the IR. Hopefully he's not on the sideline stretching, doing what he ever needs to do, but he needs to stay healthy. And so I'm really keeping an eye on that safety room and that number 2 safety for either Kirby Joseph or Deshaun Elliott to step up for sure.
I'm really paying attention to, I think the most important part, is paying attention to the cheerleaders. I think that's where my eyes are going to be quite a bit.
Dirty old man.
What's wrong with that, man?
I just want to make sure that, who's going to make the cut. There's a big battle going on here. I'm actually going to pay attention a lot to, I'm going to pay attention to Craig Reynolds and Williams. I think Craig Reynolds could snag that number 2 spot. I really do. I like Craig Reynolds. I like Netflix, Hulu, whatever you want to call him. He's all around, and I think that he can bring a different dimension to the running game. He had his shot last year, did really good in preseason, and it continued in the regular season, was just a baller. And when it comes to Jamal Williams, while he's definitely good for those couple yards, I just felt like Craig Reynolds should probably be that number 2. So I'm going to watch that battle and see, who wins that battle out there. Everything King, what is one player you don't want to watch in training camp?
I would give you the joy and say Jared Davis, but I'm not going to say that because I got some faith in Jared Davis. I think they're going to do him right this time around. The guy that I don't want to watch. You know what? I don't know, Mike. I kind of want to see everybody get their shot, man. I like the energy with this entire team right now. I don't know. It's just not a guy that I'm saying, hey, I don't want to see this guy right now.
I don't like you. I don't want it. All right, so he says, I don't know. I'm gonna go to DoseOfDion. This is a very bad question for DoseOfDion.
Yeah, you said King of a failure, man. I was like, for that. Dude,
Absolutely stumped. Never seen it before. Never seen this before.
I really don't.
I
want to see the kicker battle, bro. So I don't know what here's what I don't enjoy. I don't like watching when they go to their kickoff drills. I'm gonna be honest, they're boring. They do the kickoffs. No one's hitting each other. They all have the little caps on. I'm just like, this is boring. So that's not a specific player, but a drill. I don't like watching them do the kickoffs.
Okay, so it always comes down to the kicking with my guy right there.
I'm not going to complain. Listen, Mike, I'm not going to complain. We went from watching Matt Patricia riding around on a four-wheeler. So I'm not going
to Oh, man. Him and that. I'm so glad that era's over. I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Mark. Mark, what's one player you don't want to pay attention to in training camp?
I don't want to pay attention. I feel like I'm missing an inside joke here, but I feel like there's a guy, maybe Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to, maybe I'll watch him with one eye closed. It's almost like watching a train wreck. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a car wreck, man. You don't want to look, but you can't help yourself but turn your neck and go, oh, gee, oh, damn. What happened there? What happened there? Another pick, Timmy? Dude. So it's one of those maybe, but I don't want to bag like too much on the kid, but he's kind of the one guy that I'm a little bit nervous to watch because he has not been good in these mini camps and these OTAs, man. It's like some of the worst reporting I've ever heard in my life about a quarterback. So hopefully he's had some time to look at himself in the mirror and go, okay, man, it's time to step up.
100%.
He's going to lose his job. He's going to lose that backup job. He could get cut the way he's been playing. So the way he's been practicing, whatever, right? So it could be, he could be hitting the streets.
Everything King. You got that smirk on your face.
He's so bad. I totally forgot about Royal. I really did.
You know what I mean?
If there's anyone I don't want to see, it's him. I just, oh man,
I nailed it.
Why is he here? He is my new why is he here player. It used to be Will Harris.
Yes.
Now it's Royal.
Every year there's one. Every year. It was the Christian Jones, Jelani Tavai, Will Harris. Now it's Tim Boyle. How do you make it? How do you make it on this roster? Absolutely frustrating. Let's talk Malcolm Rodriguez. Everybody loves Malcolm Rodriguez. You're either a Malcolm Rodriguez truther or you kind of expect him when he is a 6th-round pick. Everything King. What is your take on Malcolm Rodriguez?
Want to be cautious with the kid. Don't want to put that type of pressure on him. Obviously, yeah, he is a late round pick for a reason. Definitely got high hopes from him. Like I say, if you're a person that got an opportunity to watch some of his tape, you probably will be excited. But let's just not jump the gun and put that type of pressure on a young man. I think he's going to be a hell of a talent eventually. But yeah, let's slow it up a little.
I concur with that 100%. I don't think that's a bad take at all. I think if you put unrealistic expectations on a player, if they come out and don't meet that, you're going to think they're terrible. I don't want that to happen to this guy. He's a 6th-round pick. But DoseOfDion, what's your take on Malcolm Rodriguez? What do you think he's going to do this year?
Yeah, this is always interesting because I feel like a lot of fans were maybe immediately higher on Malcolm Rodriguez, and then we see the inside the den. I think they were talking about him being a special teams player. And we're like, wait a minute, this dude's playing defense. Maybe that's because people don't have a lot of confidence in our linebacker room. That's probably a big part of it. But I would say for Malcolm Rodriguez, man, I love his skill set for something that we don't really have as much. I mean, I think when you look at our linebackers, guys that move well when they're dropping deep in zone coverage, that's Alex Anzalone pretty well, and that's Malcolm Rodriguez. But where Malcolm Rodriguez excites me is what he can be. Not talking sub-patch. I'm talking just obvious pass downs, what he can bring there. As a former safety, we know coverage ability is there, matchup dependent. But at the same time, his ability to rush the passer, like that area gets overlooked so much. So I think his niche role could be carved out there, especially if you don't have Alex Anzalone for a game or two. Because other than those two guys, I don't see another guy that really brings that. Maybe a little bit of Chris Board, but he's been mainly a third down player. So I think there's should be legitimate excitement about Malcolm Rodriguez because it's going to be very dependent on his defensive line and also the play style they put him in. With that said, I think there should be a lot of excitement about the guy. I mean, he showed us he could pretty much do everything. He's just undersized. I know there's so much hype on Kobe Dean, but literally this dude could do everything. I mean, he stops the run. You can have him take on blockers. It's weird, but the guy, he had 30-some bench press reps. I don't have the exact amount, like 36 or something. The guy's a monster. He's an absolute monster as a tackler. He's clean. I understand the excitement. And then we'll just see kind of how fast he bursts onto the scene because it's a limited linebacker role that you're fighting to because he won't compete for a Sam back role. So he's got to try to make his way into an off-ball linebacker position, which is not going to be easy to kind of kick his way into. So I think the niche role, maybe how he has to carve it out early till eventually I think all of us are in agreement that he's going to be a guy on this defense.
You're talking about he can do anything. Can he play backup quarterback? If he can do that, I think he's automatically should be number 2.
Why y'all get my guy Boyle? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Look at this. Boyle, he's got a little arm strength now. I'll just say it. Look, Tim Boyle's got a little pop in that arm. I got to show Tim Boyle love, because, look, I got to. He threw me a pass, and I was like, okay, the first one, of course, and I know I told the story. But then the second one, when I threw it back, he gave me a little nod. And I know King knows what I'm talking about, right? When you throw that, and they give you, okay, that's legit. That's what I got from Tim Boyle. So I got that little respect, right? And now I know that, when I'm playing football in the street, you know what I'm saying? NFL quarterback gave me a little nod, man. So I know it's legit. Yeah, absolutely. So now I know, right? And now I know. Now that's clarification. So I got to show Tim Boyle some love. I appreciate him for that.
Huge shout out to Tim Boyle, Backyard Football. I think he really excel in that league, the Backyard Football League. If he's going to wear shirts or non-shirts, depends on what players you have. Mark Orum, what do you think about Malcolm Rodriguez? I can't do a King, man. Yeah, man, I'm trying to, but I'm looking at King. Go, Mark. Malcolm Rodriguez.
Yeah, Malcolm Rodriguez, obviously he's a 6th-round pick. We got to be really careful with this kid, like King said. When they showed that inside the den, there was Dave Phipp. I think he's our special teams coordinator in there. He was very excited about him becoming one of his key guys on special teams. But this is a kid that, at Oklahoma State, he was super productive. He's a sure tackler. He could do everything. He could get to the quarterback. He could cover, like Dose said too. He was a starting safety at Oklahoma State for 2 years before he moved over to linebacker. And then he was a starting linebacker for 2 years. So the kid's got uber talent. He says he's super talented. And if you hear Kelvin Shepard talking about this kid, he absolutely loves him. So he's saying that there's things that he can tell this kid that he can't even tell a third-year guy in the NFL. So this kid just absorbs everything. So we need to be a little bit careful, though, with him. I don't think he's really going to unseat anybody right now. I think it's Anzalone is going to be linebacker 1, obviously. Linebacker 2 could be, who knows what's going to happen. I think right now it's Chris Board and Derek Barnes in there, but don't be surprised if Malcolm Rodriguez gets a lot of snaps. Like Dose said, the kid can kind of do everything. Being a former safety, he can play the run, get to the quarterback, cover. He can do all that. So he could be the 3rd or 4th linebacker off off the bench coming in certain packages, especially getting to the quarterback, especially maybe even covering guys, because he plays like he's 6'4", 250 pounds, but he is undersized. He's 5'11", 230, 225. I think he was a kid that probably should have been drafted a little bit higher than he was. I think slipping to the 6th round. Thank God it was us who grabbed him. I'm pretty sure I thought he should have went in the 4th round, but it's nice that he slipped for us. So, but maybe a little bit taller, a little bit heavier. He could have been a guy that would have went in the 4th round. So, or if he would have went to a bigger school. But he's a kid that they got to kind of just maybe ease into it. But I definitely love his future.
It's a mailbag segment. You guys get to ask us questions. You can ask any one of us. Everything King, DoseOfDion, Dose Baby, Mark Orum from Orum's Forum. Time for you guys to rip it up with hashtag Lions or hashtag LNU, hashtag mustache, hashtag I don't know. Hashtag I don't know. That works. Hey, we got a thing here from a Buffalo Jets fan. Says the fact that y'all got 130 in the stream dead of July, y'all die hard. Like your rebuild so far. Good luck this year. Good luck to you as well. Appreciate you jumping in. Hey, we are die hard. This is Detroit. We ain't got a lot going on here, man. We're not New York. So we just want football, man. And our season sucked last year. So we're ready to get that suck out of our mouth. And the best way to do that is win. Hashtag FGB. That is a great one. You can definitely do that to get your questions answered. It is a great hashtag. We're trying to start a trend here and let everybody know what we think of them. Let's see. Do you think Pippleton gets the returner position? Everything King.
He has a chance. Training camp is obviously going to be a deciding factor. But he has a chance. Training camp, preseason, he can try to win that battle. But he has the skills. He has a skill set, man. He's talented. I think he can.
Yeah, he very well could. That'll be fun to watch. I think it's still going to be Khalif Raymond. I have him over there, but you never know. Hashtag FGB and CBSBS. I love CBBS. I 100% agree. Really didn't do a good take saying we had the 3rd worst head coach in the NFL. Let's talk about that. DoseOfDion, do we got the 3rd worst head coach in the NFL?
Yo, I didn't see this. The 3rd worst?
3rd worst.
That's crazy. I mean, I mean, look, it's a hard position to get into in the NFL, right? Become an NFL coach is not easy. They don't really stick around. So that I'm sure that list changes every single year, right? This year we're saying Matt Rule might be out. That's why they had to go get Baker Mayfield. With that said, though, it's tough because it's really hard to rank. I mean, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. How many new incoming coach, right, are we looking at with the Rams, coordinator now being the Vikings head coach? Where do you rank that guy? He had to be at the bottom, right? He has to work his way up. So for me, he wouldn't be the 3rd worst because there's too much movement going on. And at the same time, the thing that I loved about DC is that we'll see how it carries this year. So far, he's been true to who he is. But at the same time, what I love is just the way that he seems to interact with players individually and to really kind of not just have that relationship through football, but also, through everything else. And obviously you can get it out of the players when you have that good relationship. So to me, from the outside looking in, I would love to have a guy like Dan Campbell as my head coach, seeing multiple sides of it.
Justin Heffron, who leads the Lions in sacks this year? How does that line up for the rest of the NFC, Mark Orum?
Yeah, I think for the Detroit Lions, I think it's going to be Charles Harris, man. He had 7.5 last year. I think he's well on his way to getting maybe 10 plus in this new scheme that they got going on with attacking those offensive linemen's heels. So, we got a couple guys that could maybe be pushing them too. Like Hutch could be getting, you never know. He could get double-digit sacks. I don't think he will quite in his rookie year. Romeo, don't really know what's going on with Romeo. He's still banged up. So I got Charles Harris right now, and I think he'll be right up there with that. I don't think he's going to be as good as Bosa and those guys. I don't think he's going to be. I see Rashad Gary from Green Bay. I see him kind of going, improving on his numbers last year. He's improved every year. So, but I think he'll be up there. I think he'll definitely be up there. He could possibly get 10 sacks. I can see it.
Hashtag FGB. Who are your top 3 fantasy options for the Leos? When should I draft them? First off, we need to do an LNU fantasy football league. We need to
We
do
have
that,
to, man.
That
Do it.
would be sick. Get King, Mark,
Yep.
Dion, get all the people in LNU doing it. We get Herman there, Chrissy. We get everybody. That would be fun. DoseOfDion, who is your top 3 fantasy options? Not top 53, so you can just say every single player on the team, but just top 3.
Yo,
Riley Patterson.
no, I'm glad you brought because I was thinking last year I joined the league, and I don't know if you guys like the league I had when I drafted my team. It like gave you the projected record, and I'm pretty sure the one league was 0-14. The other league was 0-12. So neither of my leagues projected that I would win a football game, and it came true. I was last in both. So I'm not the right
Definitely join
person
the
to
league.
ask because I'm not the right person to ask. You can put someone else because I'm going to tell you to draft, the quarterback high, and that will fail. So just don't ask me. Ask King. Look, King's got the monitors behind him. I know he's playing fantasy football right now. He's probably already starting mock drafts. King, let him know who you taking.
I got a formula. I always go QB, running back, tight end. Like I said, I'm going Jared, Swift, TJ Hawkinson. That would be my starters formula.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I like how you said tight end because it's hard to get a good tight end in fantasy football. I try to get it by my third one too, because it's like you get 5 and then it's just a big fall off. Like you lose by tight end every single time. Hashtag mail sack.
Okay.
What round did the Lions take a quarterback next year? I say
Getting
round
rated
1.
R up in here.
I say round 1. Let's do a lineup. What round do we take it, Mark?
What round do we take?
Quarterback
Who?
next
What's
year.
the question?
What round do we
what
take
round do we
quarterback
take-
next year?
And it's hard to project, right? Because we don't know how Jared Goff's going to do. If Jared Goff does well, we can kind of wait on a quarterback. If he's a big part of why we're losing, then it's going to be earlier than that. I can't really give an honest answer, man, until we see Jared Goff for real, man. I just think that's it, man. If he does bad, you get one early. If he does good, you can kind of wait maybe a few rounds.
What about you, King?
No later than second. Next year is supposed to be deemed the quarterback draft, so no later than second whatsoever. If we have a bad season, obviously, then we got a chance to get a quarterback pretty early. But if we have a decent season and the Lions want to go that route, then no later than second round.
Dose.
I would say my thoughts right now, round 4 or later. Maybe they don't draft one.
All right.
I would think they will because Tim Boyle and David Blah both
Yeah.
have 1 year, and I would be surprised if either of them came back. To be honest, we'll see. So I would think they'd still grab somebody.
I agree there. Hashtag LNU first game. Will it be a run first or a throw first team against the Eagles? I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't know their game plan.
Gonna have to
I'll
mix
say
it up.
mixed bag. I'll just say mixed bag. If I miss your question, just repost it. I don't know. I don't know what their game plan's gonna be. Generally, they switch it up each game, but it's week 1, so it's really hard to tell. What wide receivers do you have making the team? I have Jamison Williams, Josh Reynolds, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, Quintez Cephas, and at DJ Chark. Six wide receivers. Let's see. If I miss a question again, just repost it. Do you think that Trinity Benson will be wearing a Brown Star sticker? Oh, my God. You guys are killing me here. When is Pascal due back? I don't know. Does anyone know here on the panel about Pascal? Anyone got information? I have no idea.
All I know is that it's the same injury that he got hurt in Kentucky, and he had to miss his bowl game. I think it was a Citrus Bowl. So apparently he re-aggravated that same leg. It's a lower extremity. That's all that kind of Dan Campbell said. So whatever it was in Kentucky, I don't remember what it was, but it's a lower leg injury. I don't know. I don't know when he's coming back either.
Yeah, I have no idea. What do you guys? Do you know, Dion?
To me, the way I heard it explained, doesn't sound like it's a long-term thing. It sounds like one of those things that's just like, hey, we'll rest it. That's what I think I've heard, but it's been a while.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I had no idea. You think Holmes makes some moves before or during training camp? I think during training camp he'll make a move when people or players get cut do 53. I think maybe we'll pick up a player or two. I think that's what's going to happen. We see it every year. What do you think, King?
Yeah, same old, same old. Just like we do every year. Nothing spectacular, but yeah, we'll see some small moves, probably a couple here and there.
What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, same thing, man. Just doing their due diligence during this training camp and during the preseason games. We'll see guys getting cut. They might pick up a guy here or there, see what happens. If we make any major moves, that probably means that somebody got injured, and hopefully that doesn't happen right now. So
yeah, that would be absolutely terrible if that happened. But what is not terrible is we got 146 in the building. But what is terrible is we only got 67 likes. Let's get to 100 likes, or else King is going to take his hat and he's going to throw it at you. And I really like his hat. The hat is nice. I really want to buy it right now. I want to take it right now. That's how nice it is. We don't want that to happen. And DoseOfDion will say something bad about the Detroit Lions if you don't do it. That's horrible. That's horrible. I got a question for you guys here. Eric Woodyard, ESPN, he did his 53-man roster. One player that didn't make the roster, I was shocked, was Chris Board, linebacker. I thought it was a shocker. Do you, DoseOfDion, do you think he makes this roster? I think he's probably the number 2.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think we're all intrigued to see linebacker. For me, I know Barnes making it. I have Malcolm, of course. To me, it's probably going to be 5. So I think those 2 will be in there. Alex is going to be in the mix. Then I think Jared Davis ends up making the team. So maybe that's the 5th guy, that ends up leaping him. But I would think that they keep Chris Board maybe at the bottom just because of his limited playing time. So they may see development there at his age. And then also because of his special teams ability that we lost in Jalen Maven.
Okay, what do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I definitely think Chris Board's going to make this team. We should worry about guys like Anthony Pittman, maybe Deshaun Dion Hamilton. Maybe he's going to have some trouble making this team. But Chris Board, I think, is the number 2 linebacker going into training camp. And if you ask a lot of Baltimore Ravens fans, I remember when we made the pickup, I went on a couple Baltimore sites and was talking to some fans. They were very upset that they got rid of this kid, man. They liked him on special teams. He's a special teams demon, and they thought that he was going to develop into some type of linebacker. So I need to watch him a little bit more. I'm kind of excited for this training camp coming up, but I definitely think he's definitely part of the roster 100%.
What do you think, King?
Yeah, totally agree. Same thing, exact thing that Dion said, man, especially with Jared Goff. Oh, I said Jared Goff. Jared Davis at the end there. I know Jared Davis is your favorite player in the entire world, Mike.
I love this guy. Yeah, man, Jared Davis, look, he's just a North Korean missile, man. It goes left, it goes right. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it don't. And I wish it would hit every single time, but we kind of know we have. We'll see if he can change it up, though. Everyone who leads the team in total yards. I say, who leads the team in total yards? I'm going to go with DJ Chark. I'm going to go with DJ Chark. I have a feeling. I have a feeling this guy is going to break out. I got a feeling. And I think it's going to be great. Everything King, who do you got leading in yards?
Swift.
Swifty McVay. Okay.
Swift, listen. Swift, we're going to say it. Everyone say it. We're going to meditate this. Swift is going to stay healthy this season. He's going to play every single game this season. Just let it come in. Just inhale it.
Oh, yes, please. Please. Oh, yeah. We gotta do all that. Stay healthy, my friend. Stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
DoseOfDion with the big smile on his face. Who leads in yards?
You know what? Same with King. Swift came to my mind. My God! I think Swift, but I'll say this: if Jameson plays by week 3, Jameson will.
Ooh.
That was play J-Mo.
Hey, I like that. Mark Orum from Orum's Forum. Who do you have in yards?
I'm kind of feeling the same thing that King's feeling in Dose. I think it's going to be Swifty. I think he's an all-purpose back. He can run. He can catch the ball like no other out of the backfield. So he just needs to stay healthy. And we're gonna put some of that positive energy. We're gonna throw it out there. We're gonna throw that positive energy out there. We're gonna hope that he stays healthy. And I think he will. We're gonna do the spirit fingers. We're gonna spirit fingers. So we need Swifty, but he can do it all, man. He can do it all. He can run and catch, and he's a super talented kid. It's just that his problem is staying on the field.
So being a host is fun sometimes. Sometimes I want other people to read this question. DoseOfDion, can you read this question?
See, that's crazy. That's wild. Like, I hop on this show, and I think I know the plan. And then all of a sudden, you told me this curveball. All right.
Hey, what's going on, man? What's up?
I see what the
sorry.
hashtag. My God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
He's got the brown Diaz logo. We see you.
Damn,
you know what?
Beetleman.
Hashtag. I'm sorry. Hey, look. Let's just break it down because maybe this is a name. Maybe this is just a name. Hashtag space Dick space Fitzwell. So, how you doing? Who?
How well?
How you doing? When's your birthday? Who makes the Pro Bowl on our offensive line? Let's throw this to Mike, man. What do you think?
Frank Ragnow makes the Pro Bowl and Penei Sewell makes the Pro Bowl. I say both make the Pro Bowl. They deserve it. I think Penei Sewell's going to pancake. Frank Ragnow's going to stay there. Woo! You guys killing me here. Hashtag everyone. So what team do you see possibly trapping us? Oof.
Trap game? There's a lot on the there. Oh, there's a
Well,
lot
we're only
on
favored
that.
in 4 games out of the 17 that we got.
Yeah, so trap game. Trap game.
Oh, my God.
Detroit
So
Lions. That's big.
we know it's at 1 o'clock.
Who are we favored on? Who?
I think the Bears. I think the
Bears?
Jets.
Twice?
Oh Lord.
Possibly.
Jets and maybe Jacksonville?
Yeah, maybe Jacksonville or the Panthers, one of those. How about
Hey,
this? I'll say the
what-
Bears. Everyone keeps telling me we're going to sweep the Bears, and I know the Bears are not good, but it's hard to sweep a team. So I'll just say we lose on the road to the Bears, even though we think it's easy win.
Yeah.
We got
Don't
King.
speak that into existence.
I'll say I'll go with the Jags. I'll go with the Jags.
Oh,
I'm not going with the Bears. I can't stand the Bears. I
I
would never
can't
say the Bears are going to beat us anywhere. I hate
can't.
the Bears.
Oh, man. Oh, what's a trap game there, Mark? Only 4 games to talk about.
Trap game. Okay. Yeah. Now, I'll say the Jets. I'll say the Jets, man. The people think we're going to beat up on the Jets this year. I think the Jets made some improvement. Not saying that they're going to be a great football team, but that could be a trap game if we're favored against them. I think that's a game at home too, isn't it? Or are we on the road against them?
Oh, I think we're on the road. I could be
Are
wrong.
we on the road?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Okay, so
Potentially.
I'll still stick with the Jets, I guess.
You know what? Who do we play in preseason? That may have been a little bit easier. Hey, Dose, who do you got? What's a trap game for us?
Well, if those are the 4 options, we better win all 4 of those. What about Washington? I mean, that may not count, but I feel like everybody kind of just when they go through the schedule, they say Washington's a win. I don't know about that, and I know Carson Wentz is like, but at the same time, we might get that Carson Wentz early in the season. So I would say that Washington.
They got a scary defensive line. Montez Sweat, Chase Young. That can do some damage to you. Even though that's going to be a fun matchup. Our offensive line versus their defensive line, it's like 1 versus 1. So that's going to be a real fun matchup to watch. Does Josh Reynolds get more than 500 yards? I say yes, Riley Elder. I think he can get more than 500 yards. We're talking about 17 games. Yeah, and obviously our quarterback loves him. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes on that one. This one's to King, #King. If Williams starts one, is their team more of a run-focused team or a pass-heavy? What if he doesn't until week 6?
I think either way it go, I think we're going to be more of a balanced type team this season. Like I said, we got to spread the ball around. We got too much talent in so many places. I think it's going to be hard to predict what the Lions are going to do offensively. Period. Whether Williams plays game 1 or not, I think we still see a nice mixed bag of passing and throwing.
Mark Orum, what are your thoughts on some of the undrafted free agents? Do any of them make the team?
I think there's a couple guys to keep an eye on. Like we just talked about one of them, Khalil Pimpleton. I think he's a guy that has a shot maybe to make some special teams, but he's going to have to beat out a guy like Khalif Raymond, I think, in order to make this roster. But he's been making some noise in these little mini camps and these OTAs. I also like the kid out of Texas Christian, the tackle Obinna Eze.
Yeah.
I think he might have a chance to possibly maybe back up or beat out a guy like Matt Nelson for that backup offensive tackle spot. So there's a couple guys that I like, Pimpleton and Eze for sure.
I think Eze maybe has the best shot right there. I thought Bell, the running back, but we haven't heard a whole lot from him. Swift runs for 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Well, that would be pretty freaking good. I'd be happy about that. Here's a hard question, man. Go Lions. Why you do this to us? You always do this. #FGB. First off, I love that. Which games would you rather lose to? Dallas, Buffalo on Thanksgiving, New England, or Carolina? I'll start this one off, and I'll just let then King and Mark and Dose go here. I would rather lose to, man, I would say AFC because, it's the AFC. And you want, for playoff rankings, you rather do an NFC. But I don't want to lose to New England because of Pat Matricia. I can't stand that dude. Obviously they can't lift him up like they did Jim Schwartz when he came to Detroit and won. The players can't lift that guy up because he'll literally break all their bones. He's that heavy. But I don't want to see him happy, so I'd love to win that game. I don't want to lose on Thanksgiving. I feel like we're going to lose. I think it's destined for an L. Buffalo, I think they're going to beat us. But I would rather lose to Carolina because I want to win on Thanksgiving. It's been a long time. King, what's your thoughts on this one?
New England all day. New England, man. Like I said, it's Matt Patricia. Wherever he goes, I just want the worst. That little fat man, he burns me.
Yikes.
I really wish they would trade Darius Slay to New England. God, that would be hilarious. That would be perfect. Mark, who do you got? Who do you rather lose to?
Who would I rather lose to? I think on that list right there, man, that's tough because I hate Dallas. Patriots, man. Maybe Carolina. I'd be okay losing to Carolina. I don't want to lose to Carolina, but
yeah,
I've been dragging Baker Mayfield through the mud lately too. So I don't really want to lose to him either. But I guess I'd be okay with losing to Carolina.
DoseOfDion. Now this is an impossible question for you. Who would you rather lose to?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna get first thing thought that came to my mind was New England. Because to what you said, Mike, right away, I'm cool with losing to an AFC team, and I really don't want to lose to Carolina. Like, if you win in New England, that's legit. If you win in New England, no matter who their quarterback is, what people think, that's a good win. You're like, dang, that's not easy to go win in Foxborough. But if I go lose to Carolina, like, come on, man. After all this, we lose to Carolina. They might play 2 quarterbacks that game. They might rotate each drive. I can't lose to Carolina. So I guess I'll go with New England.
It's like,
but I don't want to lose anybody.
It's a terrible question because it's all you don't want to lose any of them. It's a terrible
you
question.
made me change my mind, Dose. You made me change my mind on that one for sure.
Yeah, and I totally I worded mine totally wrong. I will lose to any one of those teams, but New England. That's
we don't want Pat Matricia celebrating.
Man, I can't lose to Dallas.
That dude, man. I can't lose to Dallas either. That one's just right off the table. I can't stand the Cowgirls. #everyone. Do you see Holmes pulling a big trade before the regular season? No, I do not. King, do you have them pulling a big trade?
No, absolutely not. No way. No.
Mark.
Yes. Hashtag Mark. Who leads the team in
Oh,
interceptions?
he's
Kirby,
reading the
eh?
question.
He said yes.
Mark,
I was like,
are they pulling a big trade, dog?
Yeah, I thought you wanted me to read it, bro. That's why you're like Mark.
Oh,
All right. I'll read it. All right, bro.
he's like, yes. Well, hell, what's the big trade?
I don't know. Hashtag Mark leads the team in interceptions. Kirby, eh? A little Canadian there. So I'm gonna say Tracy. The Tracy Walker or Amani Oruwariye will probably lead the team's interceptions. Probably AO again. So that's it, man.
It
Yep.
flew right over his head again. We're gonna go to DoseOfDion.
I don't even know what I'm doing here. What's going on? What did I miss, man? I'm not thinking straight, man. I'm not thinking straight.
We all a little off. We all a little off board right now, man. Red made a selection and it threw me off. Now Marky's off.
I'm completely lost, man. I'll just sit here, man. Just pick me up when it's time to go.
Oh man. Hey, DoseOfDion, do you see us pulling a big trade off?
pause, and then he reread it. That's crazy. No. But we do have cap space, so we might sign somebody.
So no, Mark, for the third time, do you see the Detroit Lions pulling off a big trade before the regular season?
No.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I said Tracy Walker.
No, I don't see B Holmes doing any of that kind of stuff right now. No, not right now. No.
Oh man, this one's gone off the rails, folks. The Titanic has hit the iceberg. It all started with that name that somebody did that DoseOfDion had to read off. Who leads the team in interceptions, Mark? You could do it.
Real now?
Yeah, we've been for real.
Okay, man. I'm gonna say Amani Oruwariye, maybe Tracy Walker, but I'll go with AO right now. He led the team last year, 6 or 7 picks. He was pretty much our only playmaker out there in that secondary. So why not be AO again? And he's creeping up on a contract too. So I think he's in a contract year, to be honest with you. So I think he's going to have a big year.
That brings up a good question here. Should we re-sign Amani Oruwariye? I'll ask that to everybody here. I say yes. I think we should re-sign him. King, what do you got?
Absolutely. Amani's been solid. Even through the terrible times, he's been solid. I'm a big Amani fan, obviously. So, yeah, absolutely, man. And I think he's definitely going to lead the team in interceptions.
Yeah, I love Amani. 5th-round pick, should have been earlier. I had him in the 2nd round in that year's mock draft. We'll get him in the 5th. Mark Orum, should we extend Amani Oruwariye?
100%. He's like we've been talking about. He was pretty much our only really real playmaker last year. So, and he's our CB1 this year. So he's a guy that you got to kind of keep around. He's a vet now. He's a guy that fell in the draft a few years back because of an injury. And one of Bob Quinn's, he didn't have a lot of good picks, but that was a pretty good pick in the later rounds. So most definitely, man, he needs a pay raise for sure.
Zach's, we're definitely live. It's 100% live right now. DoseOfDion, I already know your answer. Should we extend him to a 50-year deal or to a 150-year deal?
I was caught reading there. Okay, yes, we should extend him. With that said, though, I do want to make a little point. I'm very curious to see how this continues to work with Amani, because I think it's very impressive. We look at a lot of guys that have went through this scheme change and have not been able to adapt to it. Amani's been one of the guys that has adapted. He's actually really improved with this change. And I give credit to the coaches because they've adjusted to who's there with Okudah and guys like that. They played different defensively. But as it continues to go on, after this season, seeing if he continues to improve all that, because if he improves off last year, you resign him, no talks. It's easy. But as it continues to go on with the new additions through the drafts, the Iffies, the Mike Hughes continue to go through, if he can continue to last, that's super impressive.
Would you guys sign Cam Newton as a functional backup? Everything King. I'm curious to see what you think.
I'd sign Bobby Boucher right now.
Oh, Lord. Hey, why would you say though? Why would you say different?
Anybody, just give me something. No, I don't think that happens. Would I? I really wouldn't mind it, to be honest. It's like I said, we just never have a functional guy at backup. Period. So if the Lions did something like that, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, but it's probably not something I would do.
Mark Orum, Cam Newton.
No, man, I wouldn't sign Cam. You know, we're 4, 5, 6 years too late for that, man. You know, I've been watching him a little bit on some podcasts, and that man's delusional. I saw him talking with Channing Crowder, I think it was, and he was just spouting off stuff that didn't make any sense. And Channing Crowder was like, "Come on, man, you got you're not. You're done,
I got to see his interview, man.
It was bad, man. He's just a delusional guy, man. He thinks he's still relevant. You know, those days are done, and you know he's not going anywhere to become a backup. He still thinks he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He honestly does. I just seen the podcast not too long ago, man. He honestly thinks he's still relevant. So he wouldn't be coming here to be a backup. He'd start all kinds of noise, and no one signed him. So no, I wouldn't sign him.
Record broken on LNU. We had 171 people in the chat. Record smashed. Thanks to you guys. Great job. And I just seen that pop up. Out freaking standing. DoseOfDion. Would you sign DoseOfDion as a backup quarterback?
Without question. As I said, look, here's the thing. I was telling y'all earlier, man. I already got the sign of approval. I already know what it's about. Like, that's the thing, man. And that's what's crazy. I play so much Madden that I know I would get out there and command the huddle. Okay, I'll give you the hot routes. I'll click the triangle button. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just absolutely, I would sign myself. Of course, you know, you got to believe in yourself. I would sign myself.
Got to believe in yourself, folks. We are 3 weeks away from training camp. Looks like all of us are going to be there. Make sure you guys show up. We've been on for nearly an hour, and it's time to say goodbye. King, what do you got to say to the folks when we close this bad boy out?
I just want to say we're getting close. It's almost time for training camp. You know, I know it's been quiet. It's been dead for a lot of Lions fans. You know, we're trying to give you guys as much as we can, especially, you know, guys like Mike, DoseOfDion, Mark. Really been putting in some work to keep you guys interested, man. So you guys, I hope you appreciate those guys as much as I do. And, you know, like I said, just make sure you support, man, and get ready for training camp. It's going to be fun this season.
It's going to be real fun. We're going to be hanging out, too, a lot. So get ready for that. Come up to us, talk to us, shoot the S. King's a big guy. He's really big. He's much bigger than I am if you see him in real life. So get ready for that. No doubt about it. We got Mark Orum. What do you got to say to the folks when we close this bad boy out?
Hey, man, it's great being a part of Lions Nation. I appreciate everybody on the panel. Dose, King, Mike, you guys are awesome, man. I love talking football with you guys, everybody in the chat. Thanks a lot, man. And, you know, just like one thing, Lions fans, just remember, man, it's okay to be critical of football players, especially with your team, man. It's, you know, we just want nothing but the best for these guys. It's you know, you just have to have an open mind to it, and not everything's sunshine and roses, man. So, but we're rooting for our Detroit Lions, and I can't wait for training camp to come around, man. We're here, man. We're right around the corner, so let's get it.
Dr. Troit's correct, man. Dose is rocking a great hairdo. I just seen Elvis, and I'm not going to lie. He kind of looks like Elvis right now. Oh,
He hasn't left the building.
We got Elvis in the building. Elvis Dion, Dose of Elvis. What do you got to say to the folks who close this bad boy out?
Mike, first off, I'm very looking forward to seeing the movie Elvis. Secondly, you see what we're doing over here, right? Hey, no days off. That's what I try to tell the people. With that said, man, it's always good to be on here with you guys. I'm telling you that I enjoy this show. This is one of my favorite shows to do. Just come on here, seeing whoever the random guests are, and have King back in the building. It's good to see him again. Of course, Mark always holds it down. Mike, I see you with the little headset. That always looks good. And shout out to all the Lions fans, man, sticking with us. We in July. Happy late 4th of July, and we're into the season. But as I said, man, ain't no days off. Come on. I'm just saying. Look, Lions might be watching. You said we broke record. Okay, Mark.
I'm open. Go.
That, you know, it'd be really hilarious if a football actually flown towards Mark at that exact same moment. That would have been epic. DoseOfDion has left the building. Yeah.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters. They're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.